Developing news in Holyoke, an investigation underway at Mater Dolorosa School. Good Monday evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Western Mass News at 6. I'm Chris Pisano.
And I'm Jordan Jagalinzer. Western Mass News reporter Lindsay Kane is live in Holyoke with the details. Lindsay?
Chris and Jordan, at this time, we know that a parent has filed a police report in response to this incident. Now, in a letter sent to families obtained by Western Mass News, the principal says in part, "It was brought to my attention that a student allegedly made an inappropriate comment to one or more students in the 8th grade class." She goes on to say this matter remains under investigation, which is why I haven't been able to share details. As always, safety of our students is our top priority. Based on what I know to date, I do not believe there's any risk of harm to any students. The letter goes on asking parents to not post comments on social media. Parents first reached out to Western Mass News concerned about the incident. One family tells me their child is going to learn from home for the time being until the investigation is concluded. Now, this is still a developing situation, so be sure to stick with Western Mass News both on air and online as we uncover more details. For now, live in Holyoke, Lindsay Kane, Western Mass News.
Lindsay, thank you for that live report. Western Mass News is getting you answers as local hospitals prepare to receive one of now 3 COVID-19 vaccines that are racing for approval.
Hospital officials are hoping to see the first wave of people be vaccinated in Western Mass by January. Western Mass News reporter Audrey Russo joins us live in Springfield with those details. Audrey?
The CEO of Bay State Health says he isn't sure which manufacturer's vaccine his hospital system will get when the time comes. However, he says at least in the short term, it's likely to only be one of the 3 contenders and that it'll be used to vaccinate both healthcare workers and vulnerable populations.
There's roughly 20 million doses of the Moderna vaccine and 15 million doses of the Pfizer vaccine.
Bay State Health CEO Mark Kerouac says excitement surrounding those millions and millions of doses needs to be adjusted for how the vaccines are actually administered.
It's a 2-dose vaccine, so figure maybe close to 20 million individuals will be able to be vaccinated by early January.
State officials believe 20,000 to 60,000 doses will be made available in the Bay State during the first wave of vaccine rollout for healthcare workers and vulnerable populations. Now, AstraZeneca joins Moderna and Pfizer in the running of vaccine candidates vying to put an end to COVID-19. UMass Amherst microbiologist Erica Hamilton tells Western Mass News having several different options is good for the future.
We do not know how well these will work in the long term, 5 or 10 years from now. So one of these may work better than the other.
In the short term, Kerouac says based on the state's rollout plan, it's likely his hospital will only get the vaccine from one manufacturer. And even that requires careful planning.
You don't want to give somebody 2 different lots of the same vaccine. So you'll need to have ways to store the vials that have been used for individuals for shot 1 before they come for shot 2.
Because all the current candidates are 2-dose vaccines, Hamilton reiterates that making the 2 trips is critical.
And that is going to be tough because you do need both shots in order for this vaccine to work properly. And if you don't get it, the vaccine will not work nearly as well.
As for how they plan to actually give people the vaccine in a drive-through format or a walk-in, for example, the CEO of Bay State Health says those plans are still being developed. Live in Springfield, Audrey Russo for Western Mass News.
Audrey, thanks for that live report. And we have a follow-up for you now on the COVID-19 outbreak at Bay State Medical Center in Springfield. The numbers are rising. There are now nearly 60 staff and patients who've tested positive for the virus. That's up from the initial report of 16 employees and 4 patients last week. The CEO of Bay State Health, Dr. Mark Kerouac, says they've completed testing for those who may have been exposed.
There are 47 employees and 10 patients who have been part of that cluster. We have completed our testing protocol for the many employees and patients that were on the unit or connected to the unit, and the unit has undergone deep cleaning, so we have really concluded our investigation of that of the outbreak.
Kerouac still not specifying exactly which unit that cluster began.
Taking a look now at the latest coronavirus case numbers in the state over the past 5 days, the Massachusetts Department of Public Health reports 1,785 new cases just today. That brings the total number of confirmed cases in the Bay State to more than 201,000. The state also seeing, sadly, 18 new deaths from the virus. The statewide death toll now stands at more than 10,000.
Well, a cold front came through earlier today, brought some much needed rain to western Mass, picking up close to an inch in spots in Berkshire County, but most of the spots west of 91 got a few tenths of an inch. Meanwhile, east of the interstate, many picking up close to an inch or even over it in some spots, and that rain got more intense out toward the coast. So we did get a good soaking today, which was needed. Now, as far as what we're dealing with currently, just a few lingering clouds, especially in the hills, but the valley is mostly clear now. Our cold front is well offshore, and the rain is going to be finished until Thanksgiving. Our current conditions, we're down to 39 degrees right now. Breezes are a little bit lighter than earlier, but we do still have a breeze, so wind chill is down to the lower and middle 30s for many. Sitting at 35 in Pittsfield currently, 39 in Greenfield, down to Holyoke around 38, same for Belchertown and Palmer. So it is a chilly evening out there. It's the breeze that makes the biggest impact. So wind occasionally still gusting up to about 30 miles an hour. We will be losing those higher gusts overnight, but we'll keep that maybe 10 to 15 mile an hour wind through tomorrow morning. So wind chills are in the 20s for the hills, lower to middle 30s for the valley, and we will likely have some teens and 20s for wind chills by the morning. So again, breezes get a little bit lighter tonight. Temperatures dropping back down into the low 30s by sunrise, even some upper 20s possible. We'll have plenty of sunshine, and it's going to be a bright and breezy Tuesday with highs checking in around 40 to 42 degrees. We'll take a look at that soggier Thanksgiving forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Jenna, thanks. We continue to stay on top of the latest developments in a Western Mass News true crime investigation that we've been following. A Springfield man in court earlier today charged in the murders of 2 Western Mass residents in Connecticut.
Western Mass News reporter Sarah Granelli is digging deeper into the investigation and the suspect's past run-ins with the law. She joins us now live from our MGM studios with the latest. Sarah?
Chris Jordan, it took about 4 months for police to gather enough evidence to make the arrest, and it's all detailed here in the arrest warrant that we dug through.
Springfield resident Gregory Critchlow appeared in court on Monday, facing 2 murder charges in connection to the shooting deaths of Jennifer Hicks of Chicopee and Gregory Scott from Springfield. The shooting happened on August 2nd in Manchester, Connecticut during a car meetup that started in Springfield. Police say Critchlow walked up to the Jeep Scott, Hicks, and another person were in and started shooting. Ever since then, Connecticut State Police have been collecting evidence using search warrants to gain access to Facebook messages and surveillance video that would ultimately connect Critchlow to the crime. Western Mass News digging deeper into the arrest warrant application that details the 4-month-long investigation. It highlights the gang feud between Critchlow and Scott and Hicks as an innocent victim. As far back as April, the warrant details a Facebook message where the victim Scott talks about trying to shoot Critchlow, quote, "God sent you an angel." Then, the day before the shooting, a woman sends Critchlow a message saying, "A blank is live at the races, so be careful not to be seen on Nobody's Live so they know what car you in." Detectives believe this message shows that Critchlow was looking for Scott. Investigators also recovered surveillance video of the truck Critchlow was in with 3 other people at the Pride gas station on East Columbus Avenue. Investigators painted a chilling picture in the warrant, stating video evidence shows Critchlow pulled up to the adjacent gas pump where Scott and the others were parked before the shooting. After the shooting, investigators recovered this message between Critchlow and a friend. It reads, "You good? Yeah, he in bed." Investigators say this most likely is referring to Scott being dead. Western Mass News found Critchlow was arrested a month later. According to Springfield District Court, documents show Critchlow was arraigned on September 9th with 21 counts, including firearm and drug charges.
And Critchlow is expected to be back in court December 22nd, and that is actually the day Jennifer Hicks would have turned 21. Live at our MGM studios, I'm Sarah Granelli for Western Mass News.
Sarah, thank you for that live report. The pandemic has many short on funds this year. Up next, how Eversource is helping out those struggling to pay their electric bills as the cold months set in.
And later, one local man has a pretty memorable trip across the state. as he approaches his final days. We'll be right back. With the cold New England months already upon us, Eversource is announcing they will not turn off any homeowners' power during the winter months.
Western Mass News reporter Briseida Landaverde has the details.
You know, we are continuing our commitment to our customers, and that is, we're all in this together, and we are trying to navigate these times.
A little peace of mind for New England homeowners. Eversource announcing they will not be shutting off the power for any residents who may be struggling to pay their electric bills during the winter months.
If a customer is having a tough time paying their energy bill, they can take advantage of one of our flexible payment arrangements to help them pay down any balances that they may have that have been building up.
Priscilla Ress, the spokesperson for Eversource, tells Western Mass News, amid the coronavirus pandemic, many customers have faced challenges keeping up with their monthly bills. According to data collected from October, there is a 15% increase in customers who are facing financial hardships in 2020 compared to last year. Ress says that is about 5,000 residents in Western Mass.
Because we understand these times are not just tough economic times, it's uncharted territory for a lot of people.
And while Eversource won't turn off anyone's lights for being behind on payments, Res does encourage residents to get in contact with a customer care agent to work out an arrangement. Eversource offers multiple options, including a budget billing payment plan.
You figure out an amount that you're going to pay every month on your electric bill, on your energy bill, and so you can anticipate it, so you know how much you can budget for that amount.
Residents can also get their homes assessed to see where they can be saving money.
They evaluate your house from the attic to the basement and everything in between to see where you could be losing heat during the winter.
Each payment plan has a different deadline for when residents must submit an application. For more information, head to westernmassnews.com. For Western Mass News, I'm Briseida Landaverde.
Well, there is a chill in the air that you can expect to continue to feel for Tuesday. But as we take a look at our weather pattern, we're actually tracking a storm system across the country's midsection because that is going to be passing through the Great Lakes, ending up to bring us a little bit of rain, unfortunately, for Thanksgiving Day. Now, once that system moves out, we will have a nice little warm up for the end of the week, and then temperatures become more seasonable, maybe even a little bit cooler as we head into early next week. But overall, not looking like a really busy week weather-wise, which is good news for many who do still have plans for the holiday. Temperatures are going to be chilliest this week tomorrow. We rise into the mid-40s on Wednesday, which is average, and then we warm up a little bit more for Thursday, definitely Friday and Saturday, before falling back down to near normal temperatures again for next week. As far as the current conditions or today's highs, the cold air is currently sitting across the upper Midwest, getting into the inner Mountain West, the Rockies, of course, the cold spot. New England today, not too bad. We had a high of 47 degrees early this afternoon, but we do have cooler air that's building in for tonight on that gusty northwest breeze. Now, we're already starting to see the storm system gear up here in the Midwest. St. Louis dealing with some rain. There's some heavy snow on the north side of it. It's going to be heading towards Chicago. But the wintry part of this storm system is going to pass off to our north. This is what we call an inside runner, something we saw a whole lot of last winter. We usually just end up getting a chilly rain from it. That's what's expected to happen with this system. So tomorrow here in Western Mass, it's looking completely sunny. Cloud cover starts coming in tomorrow night ahead of a warm front. That warm front could bring a couple of flurries, maybe a little snow shower for Wednesday morning, but then it lifts to the north. Temperatures will be a bit milder in the afternoon with good clouds. Rain returns for Wednesday night, and then it looks to be on and off throughout much of the day Thursday. Right now, it seems like the heaviest rain might miss us just off to the east, but expect kind of a soggy Thanksgiving. And if you're planning on heading out on Friday to maybe do your tree or whatever you've got going on, it's going to be a little soggy. How fun is this graphic? I love it. For the socially distant Thanksgiving, your friends and family on the laptops, it is what it is. 50 degrees expected for Thanksgiving Day. Showers are expected on and off much of the day. A cloudy and kind of brisk day as well. Temperatures right now are down into the middle and upper 30s, so we should fall to about 30 degrees before climbing back to the low 40s tomorrow. Plenty of sunshine for your planner. Not seeing a whole lot of variation throughout the day, and we will again have a breeze out of the northwest at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. If you live in the Berkshires, you're more like middle to upper 30s tomorrow afternoon with a bit of a chill. Wednesday, we're back to near normal with good clouds. Thursday, expecting showers for Thanksgiving with highs near 50. Friday and Saturday looking good with less cloud cover. Sunshine is back in full force throughout the weekend with highs near 50, and showers look to return early next week.
A man from East Hampton has been given 6 months to live, but he isn't letting his diagnosis slow him down. I'm Sabrina Riley, and coming up, I have the details on a charity that stepped in to give him one day to remember.
Welcome back, everyone. A veteran from East Hampton has been given just 6 months to live after his cancer spread to his lymph nodes and lungs.
But regardless of his terminal illness, he is choosing to live life every day to the fullest, and a local charity is trying to help by giving him one day to remember. Western Mass News reporter Sabrina Riley has more.
This is Richie Riddle, a 64-year-old Marine Corps veteran who lives in East Hampton with his wife Marianne and son Richard Damon.
1976 I joined on the Marine Corps birthday, November 10th, 1976. And I graduated February 7th, 1977.
Before he joined the Marines, he tells Western Mass News he was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma at age 17, resulting in all of his teeth needing to be pulled out. But he fought it well, and it wasn't until 2018 that he again needed treatment, this time for salivary gland cancer. Once again, he fought back and was deemed cancer-free in 2019. But 2020 brought the news that not only had his cancer returned, but it came back with a vengeance.
I had no idea. I knew he was sick, but last time we heard the cancer was gone.
Doctors told him his salivary gland cancer had metastasized into secondary adenoid carcinoma, spreading to his lymph nodes and lungs, meaning he only has 6 months to live. That's why the organization One Day to Remember wanted to step in, giving his son Richard memories of his father that would last forever.
They told us a little bit about their story, and Richie is very attached to his dad, so they just wanted to spend some time together.
With help from the organization, the three of them journeyed across the state to Boston Monday morning for an ultimate day doing all the things they love.
We were able to coordinate everything, including a driver and a photographer, and they're actually going to be spending most of the day at the Science Museum in Boston with some very cool exhibits that are going on there. They're huge Patriots fans, so at the end of the day, they're going to see the magic of the lights through Gillette Stadium.
Oh, it means so much. It means so much. This is the world. We could never do something like this on our own. But it's the last part of Richie's life and the beginning of Richard's life. My child, Richard. And he will always have memories of his daddy now.
Something Richard also appreciates as he's navigating the news of his father's diagnosis.
He means a lot to me. He's been my father since I was born, and it's kind of sad because I'm only 16 and he's already passed away.
And while not a huge organization yet, One Day to Remember is looking to expand nationwide to help similar families in need.
We are a Pittsburgh-based organization, but we would love to help any family anywhere who fits our criteria, which is that the parent has to have a life-limiting diagnosis of cancer or something else, and they have to have at least one child under the age of 18.
This is going to be fabulous. This is a trip of a lifetime. The trip of Richie's lifetime. Yeah.
For Western Mass News, I'm Sabrina Riley.
Now, when we come back on this Monday, Jana has a final check of our first warning forecast. Breaking news out of Washington this evening. The General Services Administration says former Vice President Joe Biden is the apparent winner of the November 3rd presidential election. The move by that federal agency will now clear the way for the Biden administration to officially begin the transition. Then moments ago, President Trump directed his team to cooperate on the transition process, but vowed to keep up the election fight.
New tonight only on Western Mass News, we're getting answers on the murder of Holly Parenin. 27 years ago, 10-year-old Holly was at her grandparents in Sturbridge when she went missing. At first, only a shoe was left by the side of the road. 2 months later, Holly's skeletal remains were found, but her murderer has never been found. Now tonight, we're getting answers in the investigation as her family still hopes for justice. You can watch our latest Getting Answers True Crime tonight at 10 on Fox 6 and again on Western Mass News 11 at 11.
Well, sunshine is back for tomorrow. It'll be a breezy and cool day, though, with highs only in the lower 40s. Wednesday, we're back to average temps, but with more cloud cover. And then showers look to arrive for Thanksgiving Day. It looks like it'll be on and off much of the day. Bit of a breeze with highs back to near 50. But then the nice weather returns to end the week from Friday through the holiday weekend. Good sunshine is on the way.
From all of us here at Western Mass News, thanks for watching, everyone.
Have a great night and be safe. Developing news in Holyoke, an investigation underway at Mater Dolorosa School. Good Monday evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Western Mass News at 6. I'm Chris Pisano.
And I'm Jordan Jagalinzer. Western Mass News reporter Lindsay Kane is live in Holyoke with the details. Lindsay?
Chris and Jordan, at this time, we know that a parent has filed a police report in response to this incident. Now, in a letter sent to families obtained by Western Mass News, the principal says in part, "It was brought to my attention that a student allegedly made an inappropriate comment to one or more students in the 8th grade class." She goes on to say this matter remains under investigation, which is why I haven't been able to share details. As always, safety of our students is our top priority. Based on what I know to date, I do not believe there's any risk of harm to any students. The letter goes on asking parents to not post comments on social media. Parents first reached out to Western Mass News concerned about the incident. One family tells me their child is going to learn from home for the time being until the investigation is concluded. Now, this is still a developing situation, so be sure to stick with Western Mass News both on air and online as we uncover more details. For now, live in Holyoke, Lindsay Kane, Western Mass News.
Lindsay, thank you for that.